In operator overloading part 1, I explained the purpose of operator overloading and I explained how to overload unary operator and binary operator. Also, I explained that the how to overload plus, minus, multiplication, division on the user defined object by taking the example of complex class. Like we can overload the arithmetic operators plus, minus, multiplication, division and other binary operator. In the similar way, we can overload the arithmetic assignment operator like plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplication equal to and division equal to. So this I am giving the I am explaining it with the example of the same class complex. How to overload arithmetic assignment operator. This is also a binary operator. Okay. So again I am taking the example of complex class. So here class complex and data member is real and imaginary, and then in the public part there is no argument constructor where the real and imaginary part initialize with 0, the complex with 2 argument, float a, float b, real equal to a, imaginary equal to b. Okay, and then these are the two you can write the function for reading the data. Read data from the user, C in real, imaginary and void show data to display the value of data members, C out, real and imaginary. Now I want to overload the arithmetic assignment operator. So here I am explaining how to overload plus equal to. Now first see the working of plus equal to. The plus equal to, when we write a plus equal to b, where a and b are of basic data type integer. So this is internally converted into a equal to a plus b. Now I want to overload this operator on the user defined objects is complex class. So when we write say C1 plus equal to C2, okay, so what is the meaning of this? That C1 equal to C1 plus C2, and this when we overload this, because this plus equal to for the operator plus equal to meaning is defined for the basic data type. I want to extend its meaning for user defined data type. So we have to write or we have to overload this plus equal to operator in the class complex. Okay, so C1 plus equal to. So what we it is what how this function is called, C1 dot operator plus equal to C2. As I told in the operator overloading part 1, that this object is passed as implicit object and this object is passed in as explicit, and the changes here in C1, so all the changes will be in the C1 object. So here we write the return type of this function is void, because the changes are in what? The implicit object. So C1 object, after performing plus equal to, the data member of class object C1 will be changed. So here void operator and the name of the operator which is to be overloaded, and then operator plus equal to, and here it take the explicit object complex C. Now see here, before writing this, you write main, void main complex C1, say 3, 4, So for this object, the two argument constructor will be called, and its real part will be initialized with 3 and the imaginary part will be initialized with 4. Same, I am taking another object, say C1 equal to C1 6 and 9. Okay, and I am taking the another third object C3, for which the no argument constructor is called. So here I want what? The C1 plus equal to C2. So internally this is converted into what? C1 dot operator plus equal to C2. Okay, and the C1 is passed in this function. C1 is passed implicitly. So data member of C1 is available. So here real equal to C1 dot real, sorry, C dot real. Real equal to C dot real equal to real plus C dot real. Imaginary equal to imaginary plus C dot imaginary. Here this real is associated with C1. So the data member of C1 object which is passed implicitly is changed, and the same the imaginary data member of the C1 object is changed. Okay, and here now you can check C1 dot show data. So it will give what? The 3 plus 6, that is this answer will be 9 and 13. Its answer will be 9, the real part of this, and the imaginary part 13. Okay, so this is in this way, the similar way to overload the plus operator, you can overload the arithmetic assignment operator. Here in arithmetic assignment operator, simply just we call it with the complex object, and here C1 and C2. C1 is called, C1 is passed implicitly, and simply just we write C1 dot show data. Okay. Now suppose here sometimes this is used in the concatenated way. Suppose here our aim is to call in this way: C equal to C1 plus equal to C2. This is the case. C3. C3 equal to C1 plus equal to C2. Now here see, just when I am calling this one, then the changes are in the implicit object which is passed at the time of calling the operator member function. Now when we call, so there are two assignment operators. So this assignment operator, we know that the assignment operator works as right to left. Associativity of the operator is right to left. So here simply the first C1 plus equal to C2 perform, and then the value of this assignment should be returned, and then the value of the object C1 is stored in C3. So here see, if here I change this statement, if I change this statement means, suppose here I am writing after this C3 equal to C1 plus equal to C2. So the assignment operator is right associative. So first, okay, C1 dot operator plus equal to C2 is called, and data member of C1 is updated, but the value of C1, because it is not returning anything, its return type is void. So this will not work for such definition of plus equal to. So here when we override, it will return the object complex. Okay, and simply just what it returns, it returns the implicit object. It should return, after performing this, it should return the implicit object which is passed. Implicit object means C1 dot operator plus equal to C2 is called. So C1 is the implicit object, and we know that within the member function there is a global pointer this that contains the this pointer contains the this pointer points to the implicit object. So here we write return asterisk this is a pointer to the implicit object, and star this will return object. So here the C1 after the execution of this function, C1 object is returned and this object is stored in C3. So here you can overload the plus equal to. So the same way you can overload arithmetic assignment operators plus equal to, minus equal to and other arithmetic assignment operators. Okay. Now next, in operator overloading there is a very useful concept is what the data conversion. Okay, so now in operator overloading I will discuss the data conversion. Okay, this is very important as the data conversion in C++ is only achieved through operator overloading. Okay, so see what is the meaning of data conversion. We know that data conversion means that, like say suppose if I am writing x is equal to a and a is of type float and x is integer, then internally there is a built-in routine that convert integer into float. Okay, if explicitly you want to convert float, suppose a is float and this is integer, so there is no error or no warning by the compiler, simply the integer part of a is stored in x. If you want that key explicitly, just you want to store it in integer, so here just you can write in x is equal to int a. This is a typecast operator is available to convert one basic type into another. Either compiler calls the build already stored routine, or simply you can use a typecast operator. Okay, so now just what the data conversion in user defined objects. Suppose I am having the object of user defined class. Okay, and suppose we want to convert the basic type into the objects type, and user defined I want to convert user defined object into basic type. Okay, the second is user defined object, basic type into user defined type. Okay, and the third is user defined type to one. Third is one user defined type into another user defined type. Okay, so here the type conversion can be performed either our objective is to convert the user defined object into the basic type, or the second is our objective is to convert basic type into user defined type, and the third is I want to convert object of one class into the object of another class. Okay, and these type conversion, as we are performing these type conversions on user defined data type, and compiler doesn't know anything about the user defined data type, so I have to explicitly write the conversion routine. In C++ there are two types of conversion routine. One is the one argument constructor and the second is operator conversion routine. Okay, now I will explain both with help of example. Okay, so suppose here I am considering one class, say meter. Okay, the class is meter and it is taking one variable float meter val. Okay, and then its constructor is meter value is assigned to 0, meter float x or float a, and m val equal to a, and you can write void get data to read the value c in m val, and then void show data c out m val. See, in all the classes these are very common. First we declare the data member. In every class we declare the no argument constructor and the argumented constructor according to the argument, according to the number of data members, and the get data to read the value of the data member from the user, and show data as they are private data, so it is not accessible to the main. Okay, now here suppose just what is the objective. First see in the main function, void main, and I am creating one object of meter class, say suppose empty, and passing say suppose say 80. Okay, now just here the m value of this object is stored in empty. Now I am taking one variable length. Okay, and the length is measured in centimeter. Okay, so I am taking the length from user in centimeter, or you can assign it like length equal to what, say length equal to say length equal to, you can take say 400. Okay, so here you declare empty. Okay, the meter object is created, named empty, so no argument constructor is called, and its data member m value is initialized with 0. Now I declare a length, and the length is in centimeter, so length equal to, you can take the from the user, here I have initialized 400. Okay, now I am writing this type of statement, empty equal to length. Carefully see this statement. This is the assignment statement. Here len is basic data type and empty is the user defined data type. So here empty is object of the class. So here the assignment operator, meaning of the assignment operator is defined only for the objects or only for basic. So here what I want to convert the basic data type into the user defined data type. So here in the class of empty, this is called source, this is source, and this is what, destination. Okay, so here in the destination objects class, empty की जो class है that is meter. So first compiler checks whether the assignment operator is overloaded in the class or not. So here the assignment operator is not overloaded. Now after that, simply here this is simply executed as by calling one argument constructor. One argument constructor. Okay, so in the one argument constructor it is passing one argument constructor. So one argument constructor is called here. To this, the one argument constructor is this one. This is called, and the m value of meter, the m value, that the data member of m value is assigned in empty, which is a. Okay, so here just m val a. But I want what, this is what, length in centimeter, and this is what, in meter. So here I will write a, because I want to convert what? Centimeter into meter. So simply A by 100. A is in centimeter and I want to convert centimeter into meter. Okay, so simply A by 100. So here see, just one argument constructor. Now carefully listen that before that the constructor is called only when the object is created. Always we know that the constructors are called automatically when the object is created, but here this is the special case of type conversion in which the constructor is called. This is interpreted like this: empty len. Okay, and if first compiler checks whether the assignment operator is overloaded or for this particular conversion or not. Here the assignment operator is not overloaded, so simply just it checks the one argument constructor in the meter class and A is converted into what? Centimeter. Now if we print empty dot show data, empty dot show data, so it will print what? Suppose here this is len is 400, 400 by 100, so it will print what? 4. Okay, so this is the first one where what I am doing, I am converting basic data type into user defined data type, and this is achieved with the help of one argument constructor in the destination objects class. Now the second way, second is the if you are trying to convert the basic user defined data type into basic type. So suppose here I am taking the another object of meter class, say empty, and now here I am writing another object, say meter 1, and this is what? Say 40. Okay, empty 1 is 40. Now and the another variable, say len 2, and I am calling here len 2 equal to empty 1. Now carefully see this statement here. What I am doing, I am trying to convert user defined object. The empty 1 is what? The object of meter class. So this is what? User defined data type. What I am trying, I want to convert user defined data type into what? Basic type. So here this is done with the help of operator routine. This is a special routine, and this routine is simply here you can see this is treated as what? Len 2. This you can consider as len 2 and the equal to float. What is the type here? The type, this is a typecasting. I want to typecast with what? This, and this is what? This is the type of the destination variable. So destination variable is float. So simply this statement is treated as this: len 2 equal to float empty 1. So for this the one operator routine is required. So we write operator float here. See, this is a special type of routine where the operator is the fixed word, and this is called operator conversion routine. And this float, simply meter object is empty 1 object. I want empty 1 object should be converted into what? Float basic type. So here the basic type, and then say here I float t equal to what? T equal to m val is associated what? Empty 1. M val dot into 100, because here I want to convert the meter into centimeter. So T and return T. Okay, again see very carefully that simply the float, this is a special conversion routine. Here the operator is a keyword. Float, this is simply the data type of the destination variable. Here this can be the other class also. So here the name of the class. So because here len2 is what? Of type float. So float. So simply just you can understand this key. I want to typecast meter object into what? Float. So here operator float, and simply in the t variable I store mval into 100 for converting it into what? The centimeter, and return t. So t will be stored in len2. So after that if you print cout len2. So the here the empty one, the value of this is 40 into 100, that is 4000. So it will print what? 4000. So in this way, this is the second way to convert the user defined type into the basic type. I said there are three ways. Either you want to convert basic type into user defined. So this can be achieved using one argument constructor in destination objects class. The second is when you are converting user defined data type into what? Basic type, user defined data type into basic type, and here this is achieved with the help of a special conversion routine called the operator routine. Okay, so either you can use one argument constructor or conversion routine depending on that whether you are going to convert basic type into user defined type or user defined type into basic type. So I covered two points, that when you are converting basic type into user defined and user defined type to basic type. Now the third one, that is more complicated, when our objective is to convert object of one class into object of another class. Okay, so object of one class into object of another class, either you use one argument constructor or you use operator conversion routine. Okay, so here I am taking the example that the two class. Okay, so simply I want to take two class. One is the degree class, okay, and another one is a radian class. Okay, and I want to convert the object of degree class into the object of radian class, or vice versa. I want to convert radian object of radian class into object of degree. So you know that if the degree is d and you want to convert into radian, simply just we write d into pi by 180. Okay, pi by 180. Just like here the value of pi is 22/7. So in this way you can convert the degree into radian. The same if you want to convert the radian, r equal to, okay, if you want to the degree object into the degree, say suppose 90 degree. Okay, so 90 into pi upon what? 180. Okay, so no, something is wrong. No, okay, so this is radian. If you want to convert what? The radian object into degree object, then what is the formula? D equal to R into 180 upon pi. Okay, so this is the way to convert the, we know that from the trigonometry that how to convert the radian into degree and degree into radian. Okay, so here first here my aim is to how to convert object of one class into another. See, so first I am writing the radian class. Okay, so class radian, and it is taking one data member float radian, and simply in the public part the constructor radian and the rad equal to 0, and then radian float say r, radian equal to r, and say void get radian, say return its data member, say that. Same you can write the what show data and read data. Now this is the simple radian function. If you want to write the input data, then you can take read data C in radian. Okay. Now this is a normal radian class where the one data member is radian and it is containing no argument constructor, one argument constructor, and I have written one property function get radian because the radian is a private data member, and suppose the other class want to access its data member, then we call its function which is declared as public, but we cannot directly access red. Okay, the data member of the radian class. Okay, now the another class I will give the definition of another class, say degree. Okay, class degree, here float degree, and then public degree, no argument constructor, degree equal to 0, degree float d, degree equal to d, and then the what void get degree, say degree equal to return degree. Okay, same I can write the read and write so data, and yeah, if you write the so degree, then void so data. Similarly you can write read data, so data is C out degree. Now consider the main. First I am creating the radian object, degree object suppose. So void main, and I am creating the object of class degree. Okay, degree D90. Okay, so one argument constructor is called and its data member degree is initialized with 90. Now I am creating another object radian R. So for the radian object, no argument constructor is called and its data member is initialized with 0. Now I am writing the statement R equal to D. Carefully see, R equal to D. What here I want to convert the object of one class into object of another class. Here I want to convert the degree object to be converted into what? Radian object. Now there are two ways. Just either you can use one argument constructor, and the one argument constructor should be written in the destination objects class. That will take what? Degree object, or by the conversion routine that can be written in the degree class. So here I am writing the conversion routine that is written, means this can be interpreted if I am writing the operator conversion routine. So R equal to D in the degree class, R equal to D, it is treated as R equal to radian. Okay, radian typecasted. Okay, so here in the degree class, I will write what? The operator. I told earlier what is here, in what you want to convert, in the radian. Okay, so radian, and simply we take one float variable, say t, and pi equal to 22.0 divided by 7, and t equal to what? I want to convert degree into radian. Here I want to convert degree into radian. So what is the formula for converting degree into radian? Degree is available directly in the degree class. Degree into pi, degree into pi upon 180. Okay, and now here the return, the one object is created, radian R T, or you can directly return the nameless object simply, but here I have created radian R T. So here from this routine, the radian class R object is created, and this radian is function, radian constructor will be called, and the T is simply the radian data member, the value of T is initialized, and here you write return this we write RDT. This is simply I am creating the object. I am creating the object of radian class with argument t, which is simply what converted into the degree. Return RD. Okay, return RD. Now see, return RD, what it does is simply if you print here R dot show data or dot show data, so approximately it like simply write 1.57, that is pi by 2. So pi by 2 is approximately 3.14 something. So here it will write that this degree will be converted into radian. Okay. Now the reverse way. Reverse way matlab, suppose here I am taking one more object, say suppose D1, and here I am taking the radian object R1, and here I am passing 1.57, that is approximately pi by 2. Okay. Corresponding its equivalent is 90. Okay, and now here I am writing D1 equal to R1. See, D1 equal to R1. What? Simply I want to convert the radian. Here I have converted degree object into the radian object. Now here I want to convert the radian object into degree object. So this can be done either two ways. Either you can write what? In the destination objects class, the degree class, the one argument constructor, or in the radian class you can write operator conversion routine. So here I am writing in the degree class the one argument constructor. One argument constructor. Okay. So one argument constructor I will write here in the degree class. So I am changing just little bit the one argument constructor in the degree class. Say here class degree float degree and then public and what here degree and this is degree equal to 0, degree float A, degree equal to A. Okay, and now simply just here I am writing the one argument constructor in what class? In the degree class. So one argument constructor, degree class. Okay, and it will take, it is simply consider this one as what? D1 R1. Okay, so here the degree constructor will take object of the radian class as an argument, radian R. Okay, now here just the R object. Now what is the objective? The radian to be converted into degree. So here R object, but here because this is the degree class and the data member of radian class R is private, so here you cannot directly access the data member radian or rad of R. So I have written one function get radian. So simply just we take float t and t equal to R dot get radian. It will give the data member of this radian class, the object की value आ जाएगी, and then simply what I want to convert radian into degree. So what we do, just here we write, we have to convert, we have to compute pi also, no? So pi, and pi equal to 22.0 divided by 7, and then t equal to R dot get radian, R dot get radian, and here degree is implicitly passed, pi, degree equal to R dot get radian into 180 divided by pi. Okay, see, degree, carefully see. just here what is the objective? To convert radian object into the degree object. So just this, again this is achieved because both are user defined data type. So either you can write the conversion routine, the operator conversion routine like this in the degree class, or simply you can write one argument constructor in the degree class that will take the radian object as an argument, and simply because d1 this is a degree class, so its data member is directly available, but its data member is not available because the degree class is the outsider class and the data member of radian class is private. So I have written r dot get radian into 180 by pi. So here if you print d1 dot show d1 dot show data, so it will print what, just I have given the 1.57, so approximately it will give the 90 degree or 89.99 so on, just because here I am converting the 1.57 radian into degree, so it will write the approximately 90 degree. So now this is a very difficult topic, the data conversion, and very important because in C++ data conversion is done using operator overloading, and you can do the operator overloading in two ways. One is using one argument constructor and the second is spatial operator conversion routine. Okay, so now just if suppose you are converting basic type into user defined data type, then simply just like you are having, say suppose just I said that this is an object equal to t is the basic type. If you want to convert the basic type into user defined type, in the objects class you write one argument constructor. The second, if you want to convert this type object into user defined data type, then simply you write in the objects class सोर्स जो है जिसको आप कन्वर्ट करना चाहते हो उसके उसमें आप एक कन्वर्जन रूटीन लिख दो, दैट इज टी इक्वल टू, द टाइप ऑफ टी इज इंटीजर, सो यू कैन राइट इन दिस वे टी इक्वल टू इंट obj if its type is float. Again one very important thing, note down that this is a spatial conversion routine. Here I have written return statement, but there is no return, simply just operator radian and it is containing the return statement. Always when we write the return statement there is a return type, but here there is no return type. This is the spatial conversion routine when I want to convert the object of one class into another class. Okay, thank you.